The useReducer hook in React is useful for managing more complex state logic compared to useState. It's often preferred when the state depends on previous states or when you need to manage multiple state variables together. Here's a basic overview of how it works. Syntax. Const state, dispatch equals useReducer, reducer, initial state. Reducer is a function that determines how the state should change in response to actions. Initial state is the initial state value. Reducer function. The reducer function is where you define how the state changes in response to different actions. It takes two parameters, the current state and an action object, and it returns the new state. Const reducer equals state, action, equals switch, action.type. Case increment. Return count, state.count plus 1. Case decrement. Return count, state.count, 1. Default. Throw new error, unknown action type. Example usage. Import React, useReducer from React. Const initial state equals count, 0. Const reducer equals state, action, equals switch, action.type. Case increment. Return count, state.count plus 1. Case decrement. Return count, state.count, 1. Default. Throw new error, unknown action type. Const counter equals const state, dispatch equals useReducer, reducer, initial state. Return. Div. Pcount, state.count/p. Button on click equals dispatch, type, increment, increment/button. Button on click equals dispatch, type, decrement, decrement/button. /div. Export default counter. Key points. State logic, useful when state logic is complex and involves multiple subvalues or when the next state depends on the previous state. Action types, use action types as string constants to avoid typos and ensure consistency. Dispatch, call dispatch with an action object to trigger a state update.